The Bahamas provide some of the most remote cruising areas and definitely the most beautiful waters in the world. Here, Cheryl and I explore the Ragged Islands for the first time on our shallow draft southerly 42 and remembered why we had fallen in love with Bahamas cruising.
These islands haven't been inhabited since Loyalist times in the 1800s. They're wonderful to explore. And with the soft limestone, the real treat are the caves.
How this could all be suspended like this, it's
What do you think?
That's incredible. Better hope there's not an earthquake while we're in here. Wow.
The floor of the cave reveals secrets of how the island was formed as we find recent conch shells already fusing into the rock floor.
This is very cool. You can see here almost how the islands are formed. The sand almost seems to weld it together into like a new kind of rock. That's how all these islands are formed. The calcium carbonate and the sand sort of welds itself together, and being down in the water, it forms into this whole, basically the new island. So for at least a couple hundred years, I guess, fishermen have been coming and discarding their the cut conch and clean conch and putting them in here.
When we come back out into daylight, we discover we're no longer alone.
It's getting too busy here, let's go.
Our newly arrived neighbors have the provisioning problem worked out. Why take the dinghy to Duncantown when you can have a seaplane fly in fresh fruits, vegetables, and other supplies to whatever remote location you choose to play in?
From Flamingo Key, we continue up island through the 90-mile-long chain of the Jumento Cays. From the Jumento Cays, we'll continue our northwesterly track towards the Eleuthera Island group of the Bahamas, and en route we'll travel past the Exuma Island chain. Here we'll make a stop at Compass Cay before crossing the bank at Middle Ground to make landfall at Spanish Wells.
We have very calm conditions as we travel along the bank side of the Exuma Island chain, so it's a motoring day today. The water can get very shallow here, so we're watching the chart and depth sounder closely. We could take the deep water route on the Sound on the east side of the islands, but the color of the water on the shallow sandy banks is so beautiful, we'd rather face the challenges of shallow water piloting and enjoy the surroundings.
One of our favorite stops in the Exumas is the little marina at Compass Cay, where owner Tucker Roll and his son Jamel make everyone so welcome that, like us, they come back every chance they get.
Compass Cay, this is Distant Shores, over.
Distant Shores, this is Compass Cay. You're going to be port side tie 2, and I'll be out there to get your lines. And welcome back home again. Why are you making it look so easy?
Hello, Jamel.
Hey, what's up?
Excellent.
There you go.
Thank you.
Good to be back.
Yeah. Welcome to Compass Cay.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Welcome back home.
Most Compass Cay visitors often leave a piece of painted driftwood with the ship's name and crew and update them with the next year when they return. It lends the central picnic area and little store a homey air.
The store sells basic needs as well as "I swam with the sharks" t-shirts. The sharks are frequent visitors that Tucker has been hand-feeding for some years. Getting close to them is a real highlight for anyone who has the courage to reach out and stroke their sandpapery hides.
So are you ladies afraid of sharks? No. Obviously not.
But for seasoned boaters, one of the best things about Compass Cay is that it's a completely protected harbor. Calm water in stormy weather, providing all the basic visitor needs.
When they were putting down the pilings, I dove down and I marked it where they wouldn't damage the coral. I says, I want it here, there, and I put a float.
Oh, yeah.
So I put a float down so they wouldn't drill in the coral to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you ruin that, it ain't gonna come back. Once you damage the coral, it's not gonna come back.
Tucker could be the poster child for the Green Marina. He forbids fishing in the marina, and the fish seem to know they have a haven here. Visitors help keep it clean too. We never saw a scrap of trash anywhere. It's the only place we have ever seen where you can have a fabulous dive right in the marina. Right in the center of the marina, I find a conch browsing, eating the algae off blades of grass in the harbor. Avid sports fishermen will immediately recognize this animal, the bonefish, one of the most difficult fish in the world to catch. There is a group of over 200 who Tucker has trained to eat right from his hand.
They call the fish the gray ghost in Marathon or in the Florida Keys, and it's rare to see 2 or 3 in a day when you can see hundreds down here in minutes. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing place.
Yeah, I'm painting a sign for Tucker. Come in, the water's fine. Compass Cay Marina.
Oh, you got it.
The water's fine with sharks in them. That's
Yeah.
We're still on the banks. We've been on the banks now for weeks, sailing through here. You can see here it's only maybe 4 meters deep, and it stays like that, except we've really got to watch out for the coral heads. There are some coral heads here that are right up close to the surface, so even though the water's deep, we've got to really keep an eye out.
Cheryl stands lookout at the bow. We're both wearing polarized sunglasses today. You can see more clearly into the water since they cut out the glare off the surface. The clear, calm, sunny conditions we have today are perfect for this passage. If cloud cover or rain was forecast, it would be too dangerous to venture out here since visibility into the water would be reduced.
Even with the good light, there are moments when we hold our breath.
3 meters, 3.4.
Our boat has a variable draft keel. If we do get too close to a shallow patch reef, we can swing the keel up and reduce the boat's draft to 2 feet 10 inches, or less than 1 meter.
Thanks for watching this Distant Shores how-to segment. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. Are you interested in the cruising lifestyle? Are you planning to sail away on a cruising adventure? Or researching cruising areas and destinations? Distant Shores is a television series about the cruising life, with lots of tips for sailors planning to sail away.
This is Oswego, New York. We are entering the Erie Canal system, and this will take us all the way from Lake Ontario to the Hudson River, which gets us to New York City.
Plus destination information to help you make your cruising plans.
Yeah, I can stand on the bottom.
We've been filming Distant Shores for nearly 15 years and know the fun and challenges of the cruising life. We've made Distant Shores with you in mind. We include plenty of cruising tips in this travel series, as well as lifestyle segments and hints for sailors heading to exotic destinations. Encouragement for you and your crew to get out cruising. Destinations include the Intracoastal Waterway, the Bahamas, Caribbean, the Mediterranean, Scandinavia, transatlantic passage making, the French canals, and more.